All right, it's 7 o'clock on January 24th, 2023, and we are going to open up the administrative board meeting. Do roll call, please.
Trustees Chris Samples.
Here.
Don Talbot.
Here.
William Lexinger.
Here.
Nathan Maz.
Here.
Jen Christensen. Here. Bill Maltese.
Here.
President Rick Worm.
Here.
Clerk Sandy Maz is absent. Treasurer Brenda Ondimaney here. Public Works Supervisor Brett Fergie.
Here.
Corrections Supervisor Nathan Hill.
Here.
Engineer Matt Hanson.
Here.
All right. Tonight on the consent agenda. We have 3 items. Item 1 is December 27th, 2022 administrative board minutes. Item 2, bills payable warrant list dated January 24th, 2023 for a total of $48,983.22. And number 3, outside meeting pay for elected officials, total of $100. At this time, do any of the board members wish to remove any of those 3 items for further discussion? Not, well, let's take the first motion.
I move to place agenda items 1, 2, and 3 inclusively as consent agenda items. Further, I move that all items be considered together as a consent agenda.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to place items 1 through 3 inclusively as the consent agenda. John seconds. Roll call, please.
Jen Christensen.
Yes.
John Talbot.
Yes.
William Lexinger.
Yes.
Bill Maltese.
Yes.
Nathan Maz.
Yes.
Chris Samples.
Yes.
All right, that motion passes at 7:01, and we'll move on to the second motion.
I move to adopt items 1, 2, and 3 inclusively on the consent agenda in a single group pursuant to the omnibus vote procedure specified in the Illinois Municipal Code.
Second.
Jen makes a motion to adopt items 1 through 3 inclusively as consent agenda. Nathan seconds. Roll call, please.
John Talbot.
Yes.
William Lexinger.
Yes.
Bill Maltese.
Yes.
Nathan Maz.
Yes.
Chris Samples.
Yes.
Jen Christensen.
Yes.
Motion passes also at 7:01. We do not need item C as none were removed. Move on to the report of the officers. We have discussion with Ryan.
Yes. So. Well, thanks for that.
What's that?
Is that mic on?
Oh, yes.
Is the green light on the
You
mic?
have to turn it.
Sounds like it.
Push the button.
Now it is. Now it is, right?
Okay.
All right. My name is Ryan Mignoni. I was here actually probably about 6 or 7 months ago now, discussing a solar project that your board approved just on the southeast side of town. I'm here to kind of discuss any questions that you guys may have of that and kind of where our timeline sits with that, and the possible look here of another area of interest that we're looking at. It's outside of town, but kind of just to keep as open as possible with you guys just being within that 1.5 mile distance that this project lies within. Kind of wanting to involve you guys from the very beginning and get your thoughts, get your opinions. Is this a waste of time? Is this worth our time, kind of thing? So I do have a few kind of site plans that I put together. This parcel is off of Route 251, about 3/4 mile northeast of here. It's on, from what I know of, at least from the landowner, it's the last area where the dump can expand to, the last parcel. We're looking at just a small area on the south side of that. I know it's pretty small letter in there. I could print out a larger, I apologize, but that's kind of what we're looking at. It's I don't know if you're able to pull up the GIS map at all up there.
I have it up.
You want me to turn that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it would be probably easier to show it, because it's actually most, if not all of the site is completely blocked out of view from anyone that lives within Davis Junction.
Yeah, it's blue. Yeah, there you go.
Just existing trees already, and how far the project actually is from any residents within Davis Junction.
Bear with us while we have.
Am I already?
Oh, you guys are,
TV list.
you guys are just
Which
fine.
one of you has a Fire TV?
Huh?
I'm picking up a Fire TV. It says Nathan's Fire TV.
In the shop.
That's not me.
She's coming with.
Oh, good, we watch Pluto TV.
Oh, you can try.
Hanging out in the shop.
So GIS up and.
I am not, that's, I
Turn a rope.
don't put it on that list.
I don't like fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's right on.
Yeah, that's the one that's one I
This
have
one
highlighted.
right on.
Let me see if I can-
Be approved is on the south.
It's the one I have
In the
highlighted.
corner.
Right.
See,
On the other side of the track.
This is right behind where the other one wanted to go.
No, you got.
No, this one
That's
is
one of them junction.
2 miles further north. Yeah.
The other one that was here. One, put one across. there.
The other.
Our one.
Thank
This is
you.
further.
Right.
And then I'll come back when you're done.
Well, the other ones I wouldn't put right.
Amazon.
All right.
Fire on.
All right, so there's the parcel.
No, that is not it.
That's not it?
No, it's 200,006.
Oh, 006.
That's two property.
Who?
No, no idea.
Oh,
Yep,
I was off.
yep, that one right there.
Sorry?
So we're pretty much what we're kind of interested in is the southern area of that parcel. Right now, we're proposing setbacks of about 300 feet from the residence and about 300 feet from 251. So this gives plenty of setback. It's more than the county setback requirement. We would propose trees along 251 anyway, because we do realize that that is a heavily traveled roadway for this area. And just kind of wanting to see what your guys' thoughts of this project would be, because for us to go to Ogle County, because this is within county jurisdiction, we would need kind of approval or a resolution from you guys for approval for us to then go through that permitting process. And I'll just kind of open it up for any questions or comments.
Best I can do to show you town and parcel.
And you're looking to do this in conjunction with what you have currently? Or is this
At
an
the
option of
Equal Housing that we're
instead
at?
of?
So right now, it
Think
would
so.
be in conjunction. We're still going through interconnection studies with the utility company. Those take about 8 to 12 months to do. We're about 6 months into those right now. Pretty much all those do is tell us how expensive it is going to be for us to pay them to do their work so we can connect into them. If those numbers don't come back reasonable, then we either have to contest what estimate they came up with, or unfortunately, it's just something we have to walk away from. So as a developer, we kind of have to have options as well. It doesn't say that we won't try to do both of these, because that is the goal, to do both of them. But right now, we're definitely focusing on the one that is approved. And this one is actually owned by the same exact landowner as well. So
He was like landowners who.
that is Vern Grabby, yeah, or Gus.
I have no interest in it.
In which way? No interest in fighting, no interest in letting it go.
No interest in seeing it. Move forward.
So, okay.
I have a question for you, sir.
Yes.
Is this going to involve now or later any residences, rooftops?
Will it allow? This is solely just to connect into utility infrastructure that's already out there.
Yeah.
And it will allow anyone within ComEd to subscribe to it. But this is completely separate from residential solar.
Okay, it has nothing to do with people putting solar panels on their personal roof.
Correct.
Okay, because what I hear, insurance companies are giving people trouble that it's not insured. That portion of the roof or.
I do.
You know what, I don't know if you know anything about that or not.
No, I don't know anything about that. It's actually our company doesn't do any residential solar at all. So
Okay,
it's definitely not something I've dealt with before.
all right, thank you.
You're welcome. Will, can I ask you why you're just completely against it?
I don't think, I don't have a problem against solar in general. I have a problem with putting those types of projects on premium black soil when you have mega warehouse buildings that have rooftops completely available for these type of infrastructure to go right on the roof that would be better suited.
I agree with you. I wish it was that easy.
Yeah.
We deal with people who are interested in doing something like this, and then we come out and propose it to you, and hopefully we can develop it. If it was as easy as going to a developer or going to a distribution center and putting solar up on their roof, those people are pretty much only interested in all that power going directly to them, not to be
I don't
shared
disagree.
with the community.
Well, and I'll have to disagree with you, that just because you put a however many panel solar system, that power's not coming to our community, and you're not gonna prove me otherwise. It goes into the grid and it just goes wherever. It doesn't necessarily get allocated solely to Davis Junction. And we don't, the community doesn't get any additional break for the residents on electric rates by having it in our community or near our community.
I would have to believe there's contracts of who it's sold to.
It could go in the grid and it can go into Franklin Park, it can go into Chicago, it can go into wherever.
But I gotta believe
So
it's a
this
general-
actually,
they have-
that's actually not true. If this was connecting into transmission, I would completely agree with you. However, this is all distribution, very locational base where it can only go as far as that substation that it connects into spreads out to, which is within, I believe this substation only goes about 4 or 5 miles spread from this whole area. So that's all that this project covers. And that's why we can only put a certain amount of solar on a certain substation. If you put more than that on it, you're either going to have to, you're providing more power to the grid that it can actually accept and use, which is then
Like we have
pointless.
Nuclear plant.
So I guess then the question becomes, if this is going into the substation, it's only gonna feed the locals within this 5 miles of the substation. What's the benefit to the residents around here?
The benefit is we're updating electrical infrastructure that is out of date, or that hasn't been updated in a while. And there's the tax benefit of it, and also a reduction on people's electrical bills if they wish to sign up for the particular project.
But the residents already pay a fee for delivery on the network for maintenance, correct? On your bill, there is usage, delivery, and
Infrastructure.
Well, that's the ComEd bill. That's for your delivery.
that's who owns the system.
Right.
Correct.
Correct.
Right.
So they're required to maintain and upgrade it anyway. That's-
You're gonna upgrade that substation?
That's completely on our dollar. Yeah, we have to.
Now, by upgrade, you mean just add the equipment you need to add to tie in, or you're gonna upgrade the whole substation?
No, that would cost literally
So
that would,
You're only upgrading what you need to upgrade.
but it's still upgrading from where this project sits all the way back to that substation.
Is the landowner coming to you asking, can you use your property? Or are you going to them?
We have a lease already signed with him actually on this piece of property.
That was my question. Who, are you approaching them or are they approaching you? But you're like the fifth, in fact, we just had somebody who wanted to do what, was it a 5 megawatt?
Yeah.
Bigger, it was double whatever the size of the last one was, that came in and wanted to do one too. We approved yours on Gus's property that's obscured by everything,
Mhm.
basically. So it wouldn't be an issue for our residents, but how much do we really need, and are they coming to you or are you going to them?
So we do due diligence based on the utility infrastructure and parcels that we feel would be kind of good areas for solar based on that utility infrastructure. We send out letters to those landowners, and it's their decision if they're interested in our proposal or
So
not.
you're approaching the landowner. Here's my question for you. So, won't it all tie into the same substation anyway
This one in particular, yes,
with the other one,
correct.
which also was with the one that was proposed last time? So we're getting the upgrade, have to upgrade for what you're already doing anyway. So that's really not a benefit to us. It's outside of our city limits, so there's no real tax benefit to the village itself.
There's no benefit.
So I'm wondering, what is the benefit for the village?
The benefit is renewable energy. If you're saying that
That's
there's,
true, but-
if you're saying that there's no benefit to the village,
No, I.
because I have looked at your taxes, and it's unfortunate that you guys don't get
Well,
much
it
taxes.
wouldn't matter.
here.
It's not within our taxing district anyway. That property isn't within the
Wouldn't
village.
get anything on that.
Is that property's not in the village limits, right?
It's not county.
Right. So it wouldn't
This
matter to
this
us
This
anyway.
purple line right here
Is the count, yeah.
is our border this way and this is.
I'm not opposed to solar, not at all. Even if it's on, farmland, that's, someday it'll be reclaimed, I assume. The farm
Yes.
will be reclaimed. I just don't think that we need that much of it here within the 3 mile or whatever the limit is for Davis Junction. That's all I'm saying.
Understood.
So we've got to be very careful about developing land and how it's used. And I do agree with Bill that formed utility, we could probably do a lot more with for the village. Whether it be out where you're talking about, might be somehow help Davis Junction if we grow or whatever, okay? Or if you put it on our property, I think we can do more things to get greater revenue rather than just have an electrical grid. You can form, what if we build something on it, John? What happens, huh?
We have nothing.
It would be
You
good.
know, put this on.
And you wouldn't make any money on
Well, it doesn't belong to the village, so you're not.
No, I'm not talking about his there, but I'm talking
it.
about.
Yeah, exactly.
the one-
That would
the
be
one working
behind a
on it.
meter of a building that you guys would own or something. And
Right.
yes, it would be much smaller than this.
How many acres were you proposing on? I'm sorry.
I believe it was just over 20 acres. 24 acres, 27, I believe, 28.
You know, like William said, though, that parcels, or somebody said, I think Nate said it was obscured. Somebody said it was obscured and it's because of its location, it's probably not going to develop into anything other than what it is for
Ever.
decades.
Yeah. No, and that's all I'm looking for here is just open dialect. Is this worth our time? We haven't really done anything other than
Either way,
Gus was interested. And
Nathan?
that's why I'm here.
interested? No, Williams, no.
I don't know, are we gonna turn our, is coming into town, is ever gonna be the town of solar panels? Like, I don't understand. Like where we're headed in this direction, like that's, we've already approved one, we turned down the most recent approach because we didn't like off of prime real estate. This one's not really prime real estate and, I mean, I'm all for the benefit of the community.
on the state highway.
It is.
But it is right next to the landfill.
It's right next to a landfill and
It's only 3/4 of a mile north of 254 blocks.
Far enough away from the landfill.
Oh, is it? I thought you said it butted up.
No, you've got.
It's the last land they
Landfill owns these
purchased.
two.
It's the last land they can use for the landfill.
Mhm.
It's the last piece.
I don't think that's technically true because they can't go south to the power.
Oh,
Without.
Unless they move them, which, well, no, but I'm saying unless they pay.
And
Yeah.
I only know that, I don't even know if that's 100% true. Gus was literally just saying that he believes that this is the last parcel.
This is owned by the landfill, I believe. No, this is,
It is. No, you're correct.
this one is, these two,
Yes, it
Mhm.
is.
and then these two are not.
Correct.
And then this is not, but I mean, so literally, it's closer to 72.
Yeah, but those other ones,
than
they
it
pour
is
all the
to
houses
landfill.
down on.
It's far closer to 72.
We wouldn't let him come this close. We don't want the complaints.
Exactly.
maybe, I don't think it'll add any.
Okay, so Nathan, you're a no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jen?
I'm undecided.
Chris?
You're not asking me.
no, sorry.
John?
You already
No.
know.
I don't have to ask you. I know.
It's a project I'm not really in favor of.
All right, William or Bill?
No, Your Honor.
So that's where they stand.
It's appreciated. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's probably the far easiest way to get the answer you're looking for. Thank you, Rick.
That's why I'm here at the beginning.
right, yeah.
All right, let's see if we can unconvince that. Yeah, I'll get that back out of there. Hopefully it's gonna revert back to you. All right. So discussion and possible approval of resolution number 2301. This is the intergovernmental agreement with the school district for them to purchase salt.
All right, so somebody needs to make a motion then, huh?
We need a motion before we can discuss.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 23-01, a resolution approving an intergovernmental agreement with the Public Works Mutual Aid and providing for the purchase of road salt by and between the village of Davis Junction and Meridian Consolidated Unit School District 223.
Second,
Chris makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-01. Jen seconds. Discussion on the
Wait
resolution.
1 second.
Give me, I was absent. Did we get the legal opinion?
yeah, there's a thing in
This was done by our.
by David.
We had the IGA reviewed by the, drawn up by the attorneys.
I'm on.
That way.
I hope they paid for that.
What's that? That way it represents what we want.
We paid for it if that.
We did pay for it.
Thank you twice.
So on the topic,
Okay,
Brett, what are your thoughts? You're the streets guy.
We've already,
Thoughts on
have
giving,
we not already shared salt with them?
We have in the past, yes.
No, I mean, this year?
is this a good or bad idea in your opinion? I mean,
We
I
got
mean,
salt.
I guess, you know, if this is a temporary thing or a one season, I don't know if we're planning on doing this every season. I don't really know. I don't know if that discussion has been had with the school district, but it's not really going to bother us. Maybe if it was a crazy busy year with snow, but this year hasn't been so far.
Well,
Still got a lot of winter left, but
we're not saying we're gonna supply them with all the salt they need. We're just saying we're going to help out, right?
if we have it available.
Yeah.
right. No, it's all whether we have it or whatever, but I'm assuming the school district is assuming that instead of going north and purchasing salt, they're coming this way is what I'm assuming this is, but
My understanding.
Well, do they want to give us?
Building the grounds guy.
oh, yeah.
Recently, that's probably a month ago. I think he's just looking for an emergency backup. That was the conversation at that point. This is not. I apologize. I read the
No,
thing.
I thought they
It was not
didn't,
the
I
intent.
thought they didn't have a source.
They didn't have a
issue.
storage.
They don't have a storage, but as long as the winter events are known in advance, they will plan and
Oh,
go
I see.
purchase
All right.
and load.
Or unless we get a massive storm.
Correct, unless it gets like an ice morning that they're unaware of,
Mhm.
come get some salt, or it was a long prolonged storm that they've exhausted their.
Because they have a place they can purchase it. but it's
Yes.
Farther to go get it, and I do believe we're even slightly more expensive than what they were,
They don't have
No.
to go as far.
so.
No.
I'm just
It
trying
was
to-
up.
Yeah.
They're planning to go.
So we're not gonna buy any extra salt just for them.
only if we have extra.
And it's only, if we have-
Okay, well, I'm sure that they have an emergency.
Pretty good.
we're like 7 weeks from spring.
Yeah, we're doing really well in salt.
Brent,
46.
Yes, sir.
if they do need salt, I'm sure they have it, a system set up where they can, it's an emergency and they can go somewhere to buy the salt anywhere they want. And if it's from us, that's good. And we don't need a contract to ensure this, ensure that,
I
Just
I
the-
do believe we do need an intergovernmental agreement.
So it's-
okay, but we don't have to insure anybody. In other words, we are agreeing to let them buy salt only from us. Cause when I looked at that thing, they can't use, they're not gonna be able to use any of our equipment.
No.
They can't, are they gonna use any of our employees?
We'll be the ones loading their truck. That'll be-
Okay, but we have to supply, insurance, workers' comp, stuff like that, okay? And we have to pay the men too.
That's already been figured in, Bill.
Mhm,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
so this is only if needed.
And,
Okay.
March 20th is spring.
Oh, he's reading the,
Oh,
shall be for a term of 1 year from the date, first date written above, notwithstanding the foregoing, the provision in paragraph 6 relating to the purchase of road salt shall only apply to the winter of 22-23 season. So, and literally only for the
This
next.
year. Next, how many
8
weeks?
weeks.
55 days, 55 days.
Yep.
Come on, Puxatawny.
So to answer your question, John, that yes, we're doing okay.
So this is only for above and beyond, and we're not obligated to sell it. It only is an option. So if we have a major event and we can keep it for ourselves, we can simply say no, sorry. I'm good.
That's
Any further discussion? Roll call.
William,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Nate,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
John, and John.
Yes.
All right, that motion passes 7:25. You have anything on behalf of Sandy?
No.
Peaceful. Anything on behalf of
Oh,
yourself?
good.
All right, Matt.
All right, project status report, the salt shed project, no update. The junction way street reconstruction, I think Dale is going to be getting Chris some updated figures on that and Brett. The Junction Road path, Autumnwood to the south end, no update there. On some of these road projects, Chris, if there's any you and Brett just want to get off the list if they're so dormant that you just don't think they're worth.
Salt shed?
Well, yeah, well, Shelter's been inactive for a while. I mean, the path, I'm not sure, it came, something came up. I don't know if we want to get rid of some of these,
Okay,
just let me know and I'll just remove them from the list if they're things that you're really not looking at.
okay, thank you.
Junction Road seal coat,
I'd like to know the dollar amount on there. Cause I mean, like, I'm pretty sure my decision, but Junction Road South is gonna need that.
The A2, yeah.
Yes, we've already,
We're
working on pricing.
We just had a meeting with Dale on, last Monday to discuss the upcoming 2024. And I'm gonna ask Brenda that if we could have Sandy put it on our, agenda for the next, meeting that we're scheduled. I don't know if you'll be here or not, but we'll go over them.
What am I putting on there?
Just to put it on the agenda that we could, so that we could discuss
All right. Are you
street
gonna-
projects for FY24.
Are you gonna sub or something?
24 or 23.
No, next,
So there's no meeting.
24 is coming in May, right?
This
Right.
year.
Not count. I'd
When's
have
that
that next
like,
Monday,
well,
so
like-
we, should we have something good
Yeah,
on?
well, next month, next
Tuesday, and not this coming Tuesday, the following
The
Tuesday,
following
because
Tuesday.
that's the first, because this
Right.
is the 5th Tuesday, so we won't have a meeting.
You have an agenda item.
That's why I said the next.
Okay.
And actually, I asked Dale if he could get us a reply on some of the information by.
Yeah.
Is it early? I said it early.
yeah, I think the one on here, you had February 1st, so it's probably trying to get it for
Yeah,
your
you were-
first Tuesday meeting.
Right,
Yeah.
yes, we'd said the end of the month.
Yeah.
Yep.
Will you be here in 2 weeks?
Yes.
All right, then I'll give you a rundown on what we're looking at, everybody, but, otherwise, let me know and I'll send you something.
And then the Junction Road sidewalk in front of the fire station, Dale made a note here that he's gonna check and see if there's MFT funds could be used for that, see if it would be eligible. Edson Road culvert replacement, do we want to take that one up? Because you're not gonna do anything unless
Yep.
somebody's forcing you to.
We're not gonna do it anyway. It really should be it should be the
Railroad.
railroads, but
Yep.
we're not gonna take it unless they have to, and they don't have to, so.
Yep. I'll just take that one off. The
Fine.
72 sidewalks, no activity. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Would we ever decide or get feedback on Rockford wants that road?
Oh, no, we're still, I talked to him about that too. Actually, Sandy, how did that go? Cause we talked about, whether or not, we talked with Sandy at the budget meeting about either getting Rockford to take Edson or getting
Township.
Township to take Edson. I don't know where they're at with that, but if we can, we'd like to. And then that would relieve us of that too. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Sorry, man.
Nope, that's okay. Village Hall assessment, that obviously that was complete, but no activity there until you decide you want to move forward with that. I've left the plat 10 ditch inspections on there. I'm sure we're probably gonna have some this year that are gonna come up. The rebuild Illinois downtown and Main Street capital grant application, we've got a lot of activity there. All the survey work is completed. We've got the preliminary plat about done. We're just kind of waiting for Dale to finish up the drainage calculations on there and make sure that we can get the detention pond on the lot that we had planned to put the detention on. Once we know that for sure, then we can get the plat finalized. So I don't, unless something comes up that the Bills wants to hold off on, probably planning and zoning, maybe the March meeting, we could get that to planning and zoning to review. And then Tom sent out, Tom gave me, and I forwarded it on to Tom Houck, our architect, forwarded it on to Sandy. I think she's either sent it out or will be sending out basically kind of the layout, preliminary layout of the commercial building. And then he also included some different materials of construction, as mainly more towards what the building's going to look like from the front. So if everybody gets a chance to take a look at that, give your comments back. I think she's going to get all your comments back to Rick, and then we'll probably have a design meeting, and stuff, get that scheduled with Rick first of sometime in the middle part of February, so we can kind of start working on the architectural part of it. I do know, and the one thing in the kind of the preliminary design, we did look at kind of drive up on each end of the building. That might be something, for the board to kind of discuss whether you want to plan on having the ability for drive up windows on each end of the building.
Yes.
That's a yes. One yes.
Speaking with him the other day, he said one. And
I don't see an issue with having the option
I would
Right.
option.
because
But-
you never know who's going to end up being in the
Yeah,
permit.
I would use the option just.
he'd originally said,
because-
he just said one, but
I agree.
leave it open.
So yeah, when everybody gets a chance, if they can take a look at that and get your comments and stuff back to Rick, and then we can start working on that design to kind of develop something a little bit better for everybody to take a look at. And then Dale had me add the Public Works garage concrete driveway replacement. That's a new project on there. We've got the cost on there for the concrete pavement replacement and stuff there, so probably something you're evaluating for this next fiscal year.
Yeah, and we also asked them about MFT funds, if that was
Yep.
possible to use that for that. He said he would look into that.
Yep.
Right.
And that's all I have. Big push is the grant, trying to get all that designed and ready to bid.
We're gonna award a bid before May 1st.
No, we haven't got the grant agreement yet. We're just trying to get ready, so when the grant agreement comes, we can be ready.
Don't worry. We'll name it Billy Boulevard.
I was gonna say they haven't given it yet.
What's
They
that?
haven't told you like when they would, the possibility.
Last thing I told, or we were told, was March and April
This is.
timeframe.
this is
Right, because it
the
isn't
government,
the,
Right.
Yes.
because isn't the deadline 2024?
It's 2024.
Yeah, they're
But DCO, you gotta, they're starting to staff up now, and they're, surprised, maybe I mentioned to you before, but their building that they were in got condemned at the end of last year. They moved out to a temporary one, and they're just getting moved into their permanent building now, so they've been shuffling around. I don't know how the state
It's Illinois.
gets
Illinois.
almost gets
You ever been
condemned,
down
but
there?
what's that?
You ever been down there?
Yeah,
It's Illinois. That's all I'm gonna say.
But that is why we started the engineering.
yep. So we can be ready as soon as we get the grant agreement and clear the special conditions, we'll be ready to bid.
speed of government.
Yep.
They don't wait that long to take money from us.
Nope,
No,
they want
they
it right
don't.
away.
But they
All
should
right.
take their time.
Move on to the committees, community development events. Jen,
Last Tuesday, we had our blood drive. And surprisingly, it did really well. My expectations were not that high, but it ended up being higher than that. We had 28 registrations. collected 21 units of blood and had 4 first-time donors. So I was happy. And then I'm starting to slowly work on the Easter. And that is April 1st. I think I have put it with Sandy, scheduled it for April 1st.
Yeah. You took good. I sent it to her.
Is it April 1st? Yep. So, and that's all I have.
Okay, Finance William.
You don't have any?
All right, ordinance enforcement, Bill,
Nothing, at this time.
John. You got a bunch.
Yeah, we got some purchases on tonight's agenda. Nate, did you want to just briefly just synopsis all that?
Sure. We have, 2 pieces of equipment that are replacement, a 2009 Superstar groomer that grooms our infields. There's only one bid in there because there's only one dealer locally. And then the second item is a Exmark mower to replace a 5-year-old mower. We did receive 2 bids on that. They were the exact same. And the one would not, or the one company wasn't going to give us a trade-in value. The other one did, Johnson Crack. So
They're usually really good.
fair value. So I would that's why they're on there for that.
They're usually really good to us.
Yeah. So, and then the third item there is a newer idea that we had to amend our advertisement policy to include sponsorship for the Meridian Youth Baseball Leagues. So we've currently sold or have, I guess, pledges for $5,500 from several different businesses and around to put out outfield banners or sponsor teams. And so for your consideration, we added several new categories of sponsorships in there in the advertisement policy. So that would be ranging from $250 to $2,500. Our existing advertising policy only includes banners for the outfield. And with the price of umpires going up to stay competitive to get umpires, as well as the cost of drills, baseballs, and all the other equipment, we need to get decent uniforms for the kids instead of just t-shirts. So that's why we'd like to just amend the policy to include those categories and be able to go out and include more categories in the advertisement policy.
All right, thank you, Nate. I'll go ahead and make the motion so we can start discussion. I'll go ahead and make a motion. Resolution number 2302, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of quote from Johnson Tractor for purchase of Exmark lawnmower for Parks Department.
Second.
John makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-02. Nathan seconds. Any discussion?
I have a question, Rick.
Go ahead, Glenda.
Will the banners in any way obscure
Not on that
view for the fireworks or for the movie in the park?
No.
We can take,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no, and if so, we can take them down.
The no, and if so, we can take them down.
Okay, thanks.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please. Money.
Bill,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yep.
Chris,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
William.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion for resolution number 23-03, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of quote from Burris Equipment for purchase of Sandstar for Parks Department.
Second.
Now makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-03. Jen seconds. Any discussion on the Sandstar? Roll call.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Jen,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Bill.
Yes.
Was anyone needing any more time to look at the changes Nate spoke about the advertising policy, or is everyone ready?
Have we put it out to the public? I'd like to give them an opportunity to comment on it,
As far as the
the pricing or whatever, or, I mean, as I understood what you said, do you have people already lined up?
Yes, we've been cold calling various local businesses and seeing if they were interested in participating, and we have pledges of $5,500, totaling $5,500, about 6 different local organizations.
Sounds like
But we
we're,
have not asked the public for input on.
But we've charged before, right?
Correct.
Is this an increase in it?
No, we're adding team sponsorship rather than the only thing that was on the advertising policy before was outfield banners for $750. And we're adding team sponsorship and various categories of team sponsorship as well as outfield.
And is that so the cost of the t-shirts don't go on the parents, or is that,
Yes,
okay?
so we've had to increase our fees for baseball. And we've seen dramatic increases in umpire fees because in order to stay competitive and get umpires, we have more. The other thing that we have is increased costs for supplies. We went over last year in our budget because we were buying catcher's gear and baseball. Baseballs are not cheap. They're
No, they're not.
$6 a piece and we have to provide 2 per game. So it's,
Oh, I'm not in.
that's why we're looking.
Right,
to
no,
add
that's
additional
fine with me. I just wanted, the public to know if we were gonna make changes to it. I'm not sure that's really the case, but. That way that if that we could pre-hear the concerns before we pass it. So,
Anything further?
I'll go ahead and make a motion, resolution number 23-04, resolution approving and adopting an amended village park system advertising policy.
Second.
John makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-04,
Thank you.
Nathan second. Any further discussion on that? Back and backwards.
Yeah, no, sorry.
And roll call.
present.
Jen,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
William,
Yeah.
Bill,
Yes,
Nathan.
Yes.
Motion passes 741.
That's all I have. Nate, you have anything further?
No, not this time.
And we'll move on to Chris, who's got another slate.
Okay, what are we doing here?
Truck.
Buying a new truck.
I know, relay. Just reading it. All right.
Well,
Make a motion to approve resolution number 23-05, a resolution approving and authorizing execution of retail order for a motor vehicle agreement with Biggers Chevrolet for purchase of a 2023 Chevrolet Silverado truck for Public Works Department.
Second.
Chris makes a motion to approve resolution number 23-05. John seconds. Discussion on purchase of the truck to replace the 03.
That is correct.
Just for everybody's knowledge, we actually looked at getting trucks and like the only thing that's left available. So then I asked Bergie if he could look at used ones and they're almost the same price.
Mhm.
So that's why we're going with this one.
The fact that it actually built with a box,
Yeah, it already has it on there.
actually probably saving us money buying it new.
If you could get the truck now, you can't even get it.
Right. You could buy a truck and outfit it, we'd be paying significantly more than this. And the fact that. Nice work.
Good find.
If you need a ride, let me know.
I'll do
Brett,
it.
this is,
Oh, that's right.
Drop them off.
Just down the road from you.
All right, any further discussion on this?
Brett, this is the one you and I discussed, right? It's
Yes,
Chevy?
that is correct.
Okay, how much we're gonna spend on this thing?
I don't have Brenda, the
Well, approximately,
Packet.
63,000.
okay.
There you go.
What is it, a K 20 C, half, a
It's a
3/4 ton?
2,500, 3/4 ton.
3/4
Chevy.
ton, okay.
Yes.
Idiot.
Roll call.
Jen,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes,
Nate,
Yes.
and Chris.
Yes.
I guess I should have asked this question before we voted.
Like,
It's sold.
Budgetary costs for outfitting with lighting, labeling.
We don't really know yet. We haven't got, we were gonna take
Next
the,
budget year, we'll budget for it.
we were going, honestly, we were just discussing this. We were going to take the light bar that's currently on that truck, take it off, but I agreed, I want to step it up a little bit and kind of start equipping these vehicles with a little bit better lighting. So I was actually gonna have the
a
conversation
little,
with Brenda,
it's
is
a little,
basically, we've got an old teardrop we can throw on there, yes.
Back some numbers.
But we're gonna sell the other truck outright, so I don't know if we can basically use the funds from that to set this up a little bit better than the old version.
03.
Which is my second
250?
resolution.
F-250.
Go and make it.
Oh, sorry.
The old
it's an
one?
Ordinance.
Yeah.
F-250.
Go and make it.
03 F-250
It's an
for
ordinance.
the 6 OD.
So I make,
Yeah, make a motion.
all right, I make a motion for ordinance number 23-1. An ordinance authorizing disposal of personal property owned by the Village of Davis Junction, 2009 Superstar Groomer, 2018 72-inch Kubota lawnmower, ZD 1211,
Should have looked right there.
and a 2003 Ford F-250 Super Duty.
Second,
Chris makes a motion to approve ordinance number 23-01. Jen seconds. Discussion on getting rid of those parcels?
Nope, these are all trade-ins, right? What?
No.
No,
All
I
right.
thought one of them was,
The,
no?
the mower, the 72-inch mower is, we'll have to sell the Superstar outright, and then we have some leads on that.
That's all right. I knew one of them was a trade-in, but
Just the lawnmowers
Yeah.
traded.
ours we're selling straight out too. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yep, sounds great.
We're ready.
Hopefully we can get some money for it.
Oh, call Brenda.
Anything further? Motion's ended. Go to roll call.
Don,
Yes.
William,
Yes.
Bill,
Yes.
Nathan,
Yes.
Chris,
Yes.
and Jen.
yes.
All right. Anything further, Chris?
Nope.
A motion passes 7:46.
Unless Fergie has something.
I do not.
There you go.
Thank you, Brett.
On to utilities, Nathan.
All quiet on my end.
Everything's flowing.
So far.
All the way starts zooming down the track.
At least on our end, yeah, I can't say
She's
for
not
other
here
parts
tonight.
of
We
the
can
village
actually
that
use
aren't
the-
ours, but
Keep them dogs.
our section is flowing.
All right. Under economic development. I want to appoint Brenda as the Ogle County Economic Development Committee representative.
Second.
She's
Fine. No, I'd like to discuss that.
for the reason.
Roll call,
of-
Brenda.
We recently missed out on a grant. And the deadline for that grant was discussed in the meeting. And that information was not brought back to us. These are daytime meetings where Brenda could attend during her regular time here,
Mhm.
and she's agreed to do it. So I'm going to start sending her to the Economic Development Committee.
How much was the grant for?
I don't know.
Well, it was request around $50,000.
Send Brenda.
So we applied for it too late, and they told us that we missed it, and we asked, well, when are we going to, how did we miss this? And they said, well, the timeline was discussed in the meeting you
Who
represented.
was the grant from?
Ogle
Ogle
County.
County ARP.
Did we have a representative from the village at that meeting?
I have no idea.
No, we don't have a
Did you
person, a
recommend-
person appointed to represent the village board. They just said, oh, I could go if I want. Now, the mayor was kind enough to bring this up a couple months back,
He wasn't.
that I wanted to be, appointed to the committee. And, the board said, no. Now, what I just like, to say a little something, not much, okay? I went to these things because no one else wanted to go on these. And the mayor talked, the mayor was talking about this, and I said, Your Honor, I'd be proud to go. And so I started going to these things, okay? Then I brought back information as to us joining it because the Ogle County got money to pay for our membership into something like this. And at that time, Bill was saying that we don't have any need for them, and he did, and the board felt that we didn't have to join us because there was nothing they can do for us. At that time, my response was, nobody is an island. Meaning no village, stands alone. And I wanted us to be a member in case something happened, like did happen, that we wanted to share in that. And certainly hope that we can still share in the future on something like this. I have an interest in this. Like I say, I was proud to go and represent, to be there for Davis Junction. And I'd certainly like to be the representative there for us.
Which meeting is this? Because this is the one that I wanted to go to, but they,
Economic Development
All right, well,
Partnership.
do we need a representative or somebody
Well,
just to
I'm
collect the
going
information?
to find out information.
Yeah.
Because I never, first of all, I found out about the ARPA grant through a neighboring community, not from you, Bill. You didn't give me anything about it, so I didn't know any deadlines or anything. So when I filled out the paperwork, because I did reach out to our local board members and they gave me the.
Yeah, yeah.
By the way, but when I did send it in, then it was too late. But then I didn't know why. It was,
Well, thank you, Brenda, for taking.
nobody
Okay.
brought that.
So.
Okay, anyway, because I,
Most of what I do is with the advice and consent of the board. So with the advice and the consent of the board, I'd like to appoint Brenda to start attending these meetings.
well, I got one more
Yes.
thing to say, Your Honor. I got one more thing to say. I am willing to still, hey, come on. I'm still willing to do my job for Davis Junction with that economic committee. Now, Brenda, in fact, is our head boss here with the money to be granted for what we do. So if I was there, Brenda and I would have to work in partnership. And I'd say, Brenda, this is what I'd like to do. What do you think? And we put our heads together and let's get some things accomplished for us.
At this point,
I
my
don't think-
mindset that if you choose to attend, you choose to attend on your own, not on behalf of the village.
I don't see the need to pay Bill. I don't see the need to pay you to go and Brenda's going to be at all of
Well,
them.
anybody could go if they want.
That's true. You can go volunteer, but
Why don't I have anything else to do when I'm willing to do it? There's nothing
No one's
else for my
stopping you
committee
from
to
doing
do.
what you want to do.
We're not saying, no, don't tell me that now. Some of my duties have been shortened up.
Not,
They've been
not sure I
taken
have you
away.
handcuffed in.
B&F is doing a lot of stuff. And then there's still, the mayor's handling the other portion of,
Thank you, Rick.
ordinance enforcement because he chose us to do that and he has to sign all the bills for that. And,
That's why
period.
he's the mayor. He makes those decisions.
Coming at the election time, we'll.
It seems to be brought to our
not doing
attention
that.
that with your attendance, we seem to have missed some stuff. So maybe it would be beneficial for someone that's full-time and has the availability to be available
For everything.
without hiccups, or
We
without
really
contradictions.
Don't go blaming hiccups on me. I'm not gonna point any
Bill, you're
fingers.
not here at most of the meetings for here. How are we
Hey,
gonna
don't
have you
tell
give you
me.
another thing? So
You tell me I'm not here for meetings?
Stop.
Now, come on.
thank you for your time.
Anyway,
I want to go to one, but they don't tell you in advance, as far in advance, and they're always in the middle of the day.
And that's why.
And that's why
Well,
Brenda
maybe
makes a
Brenda's-
great choice.
No, and I.
You have my approval.
But,
You have my approval for Brenda.
Okay, short of you guys saying no?
You
No,
have-
no, I'm good with it.
All right. so
Good
we'll move
thought.
on.
Hey, Bill, you can still attend. No one's stopping you.
Yeah, I'm
You just
going
want-
to.
If you feel the need to be
I
part of this,
I-
take initiative and
okay.
do it.
I want to be.
Stop
we're
talking
all
about
part
it,
of-
just do it.
We're all part of Economic Development Committee, okay?
He's not
Now,
gonna pay you.
before, with the contacts we had up there, they would call me, I would talk with them, this and that, so that I would know what's going on. But then I
can
come
still
back
do
here and everyone says no. So it's not me saying no. It's the board saying no and the board missing
Okay,
out on the
We
things
said
that
no.
they were doing.
It's not you. It's-
hey,
It's narcissistic.
just so you know, it's not the board anymore. It's you. Because we're all
It's
giving you
not
permission.
me, it's not me,
All,
sir.
you have our,
Mr.
you have our
Moss, it's
blessing.
not me.
It's going in circles. We'll stop.
Thank you for your time.
Economic
Cheers.
development's over. Public.
Go ahead. I don't have anything, Rick.
All right.
Public.
Later, Evo. Okay.
I don't
You're
have
welcome.
anything, Rick. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else have anything further for the board? the village.
Motion to adjourn.
John makes a motion to adjourn, Chris seconds. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say nay. We're adjourned at 7:54.
Well, see you first.
Me.
Maybe you just want to see